uSports Central, Adam Deal, Charles Ashley, and an important text message that I'm sending right now.
You think you Stephen A. Smith now, man?
Yeah.
You get to
usually you have your cell phone.
I know.
Here.
I don't know where it's at. There's people in the studio today, and someone probably just swiped it. But.
Always nice when we have Robert Portnoy on. We just went over the Cool Springs Player of the Week, which the honor goes to Brady Patterson this time.
No surprise there. Cunningham won it the week before, I believe, and then Jones the week before that. So that district racking up some awards right now. I think District 5, someone needs to step up, put a good game together. And, you know what? I think the freshman is going to have a lights
Anthony
out.
Chavez?
I think he's going to have a lights out game tonight. I think he's going to put up Christian Padilla has been playing well too, and no one's talking about Christian Padilla.
Well, let's do a Prep Hoops recap of last night here on 3 and Out. We took a whole segment for Robert Portnoy, of course, and the Lobos. But here on number 2, Preps Hoops recap. So quickly, Charles, last night, we do know that Bernalillo did win in that district. That's chaos now, which is all well and good.
Don't we like
but
chaos?
How about La Cueva beating Manzano? Had to do it on the road. They do it 58-48. And so Coach Frank Castillo now at 662 as he's making history by the game. That's a big win then for them, though, because both of us think that they are in the tournament as of now. And then you look at Sandia, they hold on to Highland. They beat them by 10. Highland was winning late, but Coach Bouchard's team was able to get it done. So Sandia continues to roll. Yeah,
they bounce back, get the W. I don't know if you want to be, if this is concerning or not, that they didn't blow out a Highland team that's been struggling all year. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. 9-game winning streak. They're running away with this district. They're going to lock this up. La Cueva, big win for them, seeding purposes, because they need as many wins as possible, especially with the Mayfields and the Gatstons all still fighting for that bubble spot and maybe the 13, 14, 15 seed area. So big win for them last night.
Well, let's move on here. On 3 and Out, and let's talk about some of those district leading matchups. There's some big ones going on throughout this week. The first one I'll talk about real quick, Charles, is Volcano Vista is going to go to Cleveland on Friday night. That's going to be seen right here on uSports Network, Channel 26. You can also check it out on ProVNetworks.com. Zach and I is going to have the call for you, but that game is huge because Volcano wins. They are leading the district. Cleveland wins, and they continue to lead the district and put themselves in good position to overall win the district.
Man, Volcano win that. The brackets are being thrown out the window now because now you're going to have a Rio Rancho team and a Cleveland team, both with 18-plus wins, sitting there staring at a 7 seed. We have to be honest. Whoever finished in third in that district is possibly staring at 7, 8, even a 9.
It's
depending on how things are
amazing
going.
where Volcano Vista is right now and where they were a little bit earlier in district play. You said they're going to lose 10 straight. That's the same.
They
this
were
is the
looking
same
so
team.
bad.
No, I agree with you.
They were looking so bad.
This is what Coach
Greg
Greg Brown does. I'll tell you what. Cleveland does not respond well to Volcano Vista. Last year, Greg Brown beat them 4 times. 4 times. Knows how to coach, especially against kids like Ryan Jones. They're going to run the box and 1 on him, and they're going to try to shut Ryan Jones out of the game. Marcus Williams is going to have a big game. He's going to have a monster game.
I would love to see them run their offense Friday night through Marcus Williams, because you're right. They're going to do everything. They're going to jump everything that Ryan Jones is doing. They're going to box and 1 him. They're going to have defenders jumping at him from left and right. Marcus Williams is going to have nothing but one-on-one matchups in a post, and I don't think anyone out here can guard him one-on-one down low on the block.
Maybe even a bigger game Friday night. Carlsbad going to host Hobbs right now. Carlsbad 3-1 in district play. Hobbs is 4-0 in district play. So this is monster. Hobbs goes in, wins, they clinch the district, they sew up the 1 seed. I could promise you that. Carlsbad wins, makes it interesting, ties the district up then, and then they would obviously play again. They would go down as co-district champs, I believe. This is huge, though. Do you think Carlsbad could hold the home court as Hobbs visits?
I think they can, but most importantly, they need to win this for the sake of where they're going to be at in the seeding, because most people look at their schedule and say, wait a minute, they haven't beat any of the top teams. So this is their last chance. Well, they're going to get to probably play them in district championship or whatnot, but regular season-wise, this is their last chance to get a really nice win under their belt. They're coming to Hobbs, is coming to Carlsbad. They played it close the first time when they went to Hobbs. I sense a little payback in this one. I'm going to have to go with Carlsbad pulling this off.
We think that District 3 of 6A might get 3 teams. Las Cruces is leading that district at 5-1, and they'll take on their rival Mayfield, and that one's big because Mayfield, if they want in this tournament, are going to have to get W's like this. Very important. We have Mayfield right on the fringe of the bubble. It's going to come down to a win or two. They do have that win against La Cueva that they could hang on, which is important. But I think one more strong win from Mayfield, and it will put them in.
Yeah, the Trojans need this win. As for the points you mentioned, La Cueva, they're surging right now. They're getting some quality wins under their belt. You have a Gaston team down there that's winning, putting pressure on Mayfield also. Onyate's still in that bubble. There's a lot of teams in that district that's sitting right there that need maybe one more win to shore up a spot in that state tournament.
Well, and this makes sense now to move forward here on 3 and Out, and let's talk about some of the bubble teams and some of the matchups coming up for some of the bubble guys. And though Las Cruces and Mayfield is almost a mixture, right? That's like a bubble game and a district leader game. One game I think that's not going to matter is Alamogordo and Clovis. I don't think anybody is going to look at that. One game that's important, though, is Oñate versus Deming. And right now we have Oñate flirting in this tournament as well as the bottom of this 16 is very watered down. So taking the last 3 teams is going to be difficult to decide from. But Oñate cannot have a slip-up against a team like Deming, who's at the very bottom of 6A. Oñate must win.
Yeah, there's no way that they can get in if they lose to Deming, I think, because Deming struggled in district play. They have 7 wins under their belt, but I believe it was against 3, 4A type of teams or whatnot. Oñate needs to win this game, put a little pressure on the selection and seeding folks, and find their way into this tournament. I like Oñate because they've played a tough schedule. They just haven't pulled out any of the games.
Another one that's big is Etrisco Heritage taking on Rio Grande.
Yeah,
Rio Grande
really
has to get a win. Just get one win here in district, and you might find yourself in the tournament, Rio Grande. But we both think if they don't win in their district at all, then they're not going to find themselves in this field of 16. Etrisco, obviously, for seeding purposes, wants to continue winning games like this. And then the last one to talk about, Charles, is Highland, as they're going to take on El Dorado. El Dorado, same thing. We have them on the outside right now, but if El Dorado wants any chance at competing into this field of 16, a slip up against Highland would be detrimental to their chances.
Well, Highland plays Sandia tough.
Sure.
It's at home. They're going to put up a fight against this El Dorado team. And El Dorado reminds me a lot of how Volcano was playing in the beginning of the year. You never know what El Dorado team is going to get on the floor, but I still think El Dorado finds a way to get this one done. The game to me is Rio Grande because, as you mentioned, they need to win. So they finish up with Etrisco. They have Albuquerque High and then Valley. So they got to find a win.
Where are they going to get a win?
They got to find a win in one of those in the area.
You look at El Dorado real quickly, Charles. We think that whoever finishes second in District 2 6A is going to get in. So El Dorado has to keep pace with La Cueva right now. Remember, La Cueva won the first matchup between the two. So
and they cannot slip up. They close out against each other, correct?
Exactly.
In district play. Ooh,
that's going to be huge. That'll be next Friday night. So come on back here. We'll talk a little All-Star. NBA Hoops.
Three-point contest?
Three-point contest, dunk contest, all next here on uSports.
They should get a layup contest so I can get in there.